So we're going on a journey talking about material things and how they amplify who you are, but they don't make you who you are. They can amplify who you are, but they don't make you who you are. You already are who you are, right? And like being grounded in that first only brings in all the material things to you. Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the quantum coaching certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. Welcome back to another solo episode on the Badass Manifester podcast. I'm so excited because that's how I roll. I have a song stuck in my head and I'm going to share it with you because I feel as though I don't want it stuck in my head anymore. So I'm going to give it to you. Just kidding. But the song is the Justin Bieber song. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Da-na-na. I buy my weed in California. Da-na-na. But I've been singing that I get my peaches down in Ventnor, which is where I go to the farmer's market because I've been getting my peaches from there. They're so good. So juicy. So delicious. Get yourself a peach. I'm in a silly mood, you guys. So a little life update. My mom has been here for the last 6 weeks, staying with us. And that's been fun. It's been interesting. It's been a lot. Lots come up, but we're jamming. We're going with it. We're, working through our stuff. And it's really nice having her here because she's way more domestic than I am, which is wonderful. And she makes me yummy breakfast, lunch, and dinners, and spoils me with back tickles and all the good things. But today we had a little clearing conversation because she means so well. She means so well, and she just wants me to be my best and just do things in an easier way, but she's always behind me, just constantly you should do it this way. What, have you ever tried it like this? Have you done it like this? Oh, well, if you do it like this, it's so much better. I just telling me what to do constantly, and it's a lot, and I'm just trying to express. So I've been openly communicating, which is something that we do, thank God, to be able to just say how we feel and not get so snippy, and just being more respectful with each other and our space. Because, I love having her here, and I'm used to being by myself most of the day, because Todd's working and I'm working from home, and having someone critique your every move is a lot. And it kind of has been a mirror for me of where I do that with Todd or with other people in my life, where I'm being too nitpicky with certain things. And not that she's being nitpicky, she's trying to be helpful, and I totally get that, and I respect that, and I love that. And it's okay, sometimes, people have different ways of doing things. She is like a Martha Stewart, and I am not, right? So I don't do things the way she does them. And so, we are just openly communicating about these different things that are coming up and how to navigate that. And God bless my husband for being, pretty cool about his mother-in-law living with him for the summer. So all in all, it's great. But I wanted to just share that because, I think that it's relatable. I think that we all have different people in our lives, and trust me, I feel so lucky to have a mom that can nitpick me. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for that. And, we like in the heat of the moment, she's like, you're going to miss me one day. You're going to miss me nitpicking you. I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not going to miss it right now. Like in this moment, I'm not going to miss it. But one day I will miss it. I was just messing around. And I'm so grateful that she's here and that I have a mom to share things with and to have support from and all that good stuff. So I don't take it for granted. And my mom actually helped me pull off one of the most epic surprises that I've literally ever pulled off ever. I am so grateful that she was able to help me. So I actually did something that I've never done before. I surprised Todd and I bought him his dream James Bond dream car. He has always loved Aston Martins and, always talks about them like when we pass them. And his brother actually had one. His brother has a lot of beautiful luxury cars, and his brother was going to sell one. And Todd was like, oh, my brother said that he was going to sell his Aston. And I was like, really? You should buy it. Let's get it. And he's like, no, Todd is the most humble person. He would never buy something like that for himself. And so I was playing around with the idea of maybe buying him the car and really pulling off the surprise. And I've never bought a car before, literally never. So it was just this whole process of me telling his brother that I wanted to maybe buy this car. And then I went to a couple banks and tried to get a couple loans. And his brother ended up hooking me up with a great credit union where I got a ridiculously low loan, 1.99%. It's free. And I did it. I went through the whole process, and you guys, I was so freaking close. I was so close. So the day before I was going to give him the car, okay? The day before, the day before I was going to give him the car, Todd turned to me in bed and he was like, so I just logged into our insurance and there's it says that there's this Aston Martin in our insurance. He was like, is that what is that? And I was like, oh God, I have to bullshit something right now and lie. And that didn't feel good. But I was just like, oh, I was just getting quotes or whatever, And he's like, oh, stop. What are you doing? You're so thoughtful. And he was so touched by the thought of me just doing that. Just the thought that I would think into it, that I would get a quote. He was so touched by that. And he was like, wow, you must love me so much. I'm like, yeah, I do, obviously. And so that was the night before. And then the next morning, because I'm terrible at opening up my mail, just FYI, he opens up a lot of my mail because I just ignore it. And I want to be better at that. And I've learned my lesson because he opened up my mail and guess what he found? He found my payment stubs for the loan. And he's like, to follow up my question, what are these? It's like, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? I was like, oh my God, I was cracking up. He was cracking up. And I wasn't just going to spill the beans because it was the morning of I was going to give it to him. Okay. So thank God it was the morning of, because if it was days in between, it would have come up again. So I'm just laughing and I'm like, I'll tell you tomorrow. Okay. I'll tell you tomorrow. He's like, okay. And then he left for work. And so his brother brought down the car. And the car was gorgeous. It was silver with black rims and it's a convertible. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just take this whole thing to another level. I'm going to wrap it in matte black. So I found this guy who wraps beautifully. He does all the cars in our area. He wraps for the big places and all the police cars. I stopped at this place and I knew that they didn't wrap cars, but I asked them for a recommendation. And I found the perfect person. So the car for the last week was getting wrapped. So that's why I didn't give it to him sooner. But anyway, it's getting wrapped. And so I knew that even though he may had a clue at that point that he was getting an Aston Martin, it was still going to be a huge surprise. And he didn't know when he was going to get it or what it was going to look like. And oh my gosh, it was the best. It was the best. I dressed up in a red dress, like a hot, tight red ensemble. And I got this big red bow. So this car is like black on black on black, like black top, black matte, black rims, black interior, Aston Martin, so sick, DB9, it's the James Bond car. And I wrote him a card that day, and I just, I was just expressing our love. And Todd is like very, very conservative in some ways. And he would never buy something like this for himself, but he would buy me anything I want. And he always makes my dreams come true. And I want to be able to make his dreams come true. I want to be that person for him as well, not just him, that person for me. And the fact that I'm in a position where I could do something like this and buy a gift like this is mind blowing to me. Honestly, it's like the best feeling in the whole world. And it feels so normal. Like it feels so natural and normal to be able to do something at this level. And so he always says to me whenever I say to him, make a wish, babe, like it's your birthday, make a wish, or cheers, like what do you want cheers to, or like whatever. Maybe not cheers, but making a wish in particular, he's always says the same thing. He always says, I already got what I wished for. And she's standing right in front of me. And it's the sweetest thing ever. Like to feel that love, and for him to say that, for him to feel like our life, the way that it is right now, what we've created is enough and he doesn't need more. And I love that about him. Like he is so content, and I really thrive with that like energy of contentment. And also I'm like, but it's okay to dream bigger, babe. Like what else do you want? Like, you're allowed to dream bigger. And so it's always this conversation between like contentment and dreaming bigger. And so I'm that person for him, right? Like I'm the visionary, I'm the dreaming bigger, he's the contentment, and we really balance each other out in such a beautiful way. And I think it'll balance out well when we have kids too. To know that it's safe to dream bigger, but everything that we have is more than enough now, and that our wealth and our richness comes from the connection and love that we all share. And so when I pulled up, he was just so blown away. He was just so wow. He was just so incredibly happy, and it was just such a blessing to watch his reaction. And even just like, it's been a couple of days since I gifted it to him. I gave it to him on Monday. Today's Wednesday that I'm recording this. he's every time we look at the car, we're like, oh my God. He's like, this is my car. This is so sick. This is my car. This is so sick. And I feel so lucky that I was able to get it from his brother because, I know he kept it in amazing shape, amazing condition. It's like he babied it. It's pristine. And he also put a lot of work into it. So it's just, yeah, it's really, really epic that I was able to pull this off almost without any hitches. But everything happens for a reason. I had to get the car insured. It is what it is. And hey, I bought a car for the first time, which was super cool. So that is very exciting. And there's other exciting things happening too. So that's a little bit of a life update. My mom is here. Todd got his Aston Martin, and I'm happy that he's able to enjoy it. And people are like, "Oh, was it like a special occasion? Is it his birthday? Is it your anniversary? Whatever." Honestly, no. It's just because I can, because I wanted to, and also making a joke of like because my loan is for 8 years. I'm like, yeah, it's basically his birthday present for the next 8 years because his birthday's in November. So yeah, it's not really for any occasion, simply because I love him so much and nobody deserves it more than him. My husband works so hard. He is a man of service. He just gives and gives and gives to his clients because he wants them to have the best experience and really make their dreams come true. And he works in real estate. So it's just yeah, it's just beautiful. And last night when we were driving in the car, I was like, the energy that you're going to create in this car is actually going to amplify what you do. Like one time, my friend Catherine Zankina, manifestation babe, she was helping me work through me wanting to buy my first Chanel bag. And I was like, I just can't justify it. Like I can't justify spending over $5,000 on a bag, even though I've wanted it for so long and it's on my vision board. And she's like, Ashley, this bag is going to help you make even more money because you're going to feel so abundant when you wear it. It's an investment in the life that you're creating. It's an investment in where you're going and who you're becoming. And that really stuck with me. That girl knows a thing or two. I will say that. She's amazing. And I guess I'll kind of like segue into that story right now because I didn't really have a plan for this podcast except for a few just like life updates and whatever, wherever it takes me. So we're going on a journey of just like, I guess, talking about material things and how they amplify who you are, but they don't make you who you are. Bam. They can amplify who you are, but they don't make you who you are. You already are who you are, right? And like being grounded in that first only brings in all the material things to you. So here's a story. In February, this is how I manifested my Chanel bag. Okay, I wanted to tell you guys this story anyway. So, okay. We were in Miami. It was a girls' trip. It was me, Catherine, Stephanie Burgos, and that's it. And so we're going to the shops at Bal Harbor, which is like the nicest shops. And I'm like so excited. I'm like, all right, this is it. I'm buying my Chanel bag. I'm walking in there and I'm finding the bag. I'm buying it. It's done. This is it. We're doing it. It's going to be such a vibe. We're going to drink the champagne in the store. We're going to drink the Perrier. We're going to belong in Chanel, right? It was just like this whole thing. And we get there and there's a line. And because of COVID, you could only go 2 people in the store at one time. So we had to like split ourselves up. And it just was not the experience I wanted. And then turns out I wanted the boy bag. And they were like out of boy bags. Like there was none. And it was like devastating because I wanted to buy it. I was ready. I was feeling it. I was going to do it. And they didn't have champagne because of COVID. Like the vision that I had did not happen. So turned out the boy bag that I wanted, they didn't even make anymore. And I was like, what the heck? Okay. So I guess I need a whole nother like vision board thing. It's this bag that's been on my vision board for like years. So they told me that they have other boy bags that are like pastel colors or whatever. But I wanted more of the classic black gold vibe. You know what I'm saying? So turns out, they haven't had any stock in. They didn't have it. We left the store. We went to Neiman Marcus. I wanted to see if they had it. They don't have it. So I wasn't going to force something, right? I wasn't going to force it to happen if it wasn't ready to happen. So after that, we are sitting at sushi and I'm showing them my vision board, showing them the bag. And my friend Stephanie Burgos turns to me and she goes, "Oh my God." I'm like, "What?" She's like, "That exact bag is the one that I just sold." I'm like, "Are you freaking kidding me? What do you mean you just sold it? Why would you sell it? What?" I'm like, getting antsy. I'm like, what's going on? So she's a doctor and she's been on her journey and she's amazing. I fucking love that girl so much. And so she said she has this doctor's group and she put the bag in there and somebody bought it but the check that they were sending through PayPal didn't clear yet. And I'm like, "Oh my God, maybe it's not meant to be. Maybe you're supposed to sell that bag to me." And you guys, it wasn't like kind of sort of like the bag on my Instagram. I mean, on my vision board, it was the exact bag with the chevron pattern, boy bag, gold color, exactly the way I always imagined it. Now, my plan was not to buy a Chanel bag outside of Chanel, like outside of the store. I would never personally go on Poshmark and buy a Chanel bag because I'm a freak about like, oh, like what if it's not real? What if it's real? Like whatever. And I know there's a lot of legit people out there selling legit bags, all that. I get that. But she's my best friend. So like I know that she's gonna like it's the bag. It's in perfect condition. She showed me pictures of it. And I'm just like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that. I can't believe this. Like this is crazy." And so we waited another day and the check still hadn't cleared and it had been over a week. And she's like, "You know what? How bad do you really want this bag?" And I was like, "I want it so bad. Like I am so excited for this. Like I would love to have this. And I would love for it to be from her because it's just that much more special." And here's the crazy part. She bought that bag in Greece in 2018, I believe. And like Greece is like my favorite place, one of my favorite places. And Todd and I got engaged in Greece. So like technically my bag is from Greece, the Chanel in Greece, right? And it's just like, I don't know. I liked that. I liked that happened that way. Just a little added thing. And Catherine was like, "Oh my God. So really when you put this bag on your vision board is actually when it was purchased." I was like, whoa, that is meta. So she said to me, "If you really want this bag, I will cancel the sale because the check didn't cash for so long, like too long, and the bag is yours if you want it." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm doing it." So not only did I get the exact bag that I wanted, not only was it purchased in Greece, not only was it purchased the time that I put it on my vision board, not only was it from one of my best friends, but I got a deal. Like it was a less than it would have been in the store. And it's perfect. And she had the box and she had the bow and she had the little thing. So when I opened that box, it was like it came from the store. It was amazing, you guys. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was so incredible and so fulfilling, right? Like to have that whole experience. The universe always knows what you want and it's going to find the best way to bring it to you. It's going to find the most magical way for it to manifest for you. And so I hope that you enjoyed that story because it's such a happy story for me. And like when I look at the bag, I think about I think about my friend and I think about all the fun that we have together and the energy that she brought to it. And like, it's just, I don't know, it just makes me really happy. And when I wear it, I feel so abundant and I feel so worthy of wearing it. And I feel so I feel so good when I wear it, but it's not because of the bag. It's because I feel so good, right? And so having material things, I'm going to repeat this again, it amplifies who you are, but it doesn't make you who you are. I would still be that same person without the bag. I don't need the bag. Do I want the bag? Hell yeah, I want the bag. And like, it's okay for you to want what you want. It's okay for you to have extravagant things on your vision board. It's okay. We live in a material world, and I'm a material girl. No, but for real, like, it's okay. I want to give you that permission because I used to dim myself a lot. I used to never want to be too much. I don't want to have this to make anyone else feel bad if I have this and someone else doesn't. And they might be jealous. But guess what? If people are going to be jealous of you, that is not your business. That's for them to work through. You are not in control of how you're going to make other people feel when you are shining your light. So I want you to remember that. I really do. And if you're listening to this and you are feeling a little bit triggered or disheartened, or maybe you're super inspired, whatever it is, like, my intention is always to inspire. And I just had this conversation with Todd because he's a private person. He's way more private than me. He really didn't want me to share about the car with anyone because he never wants to make anyone feel bad. And we had this beautiful conversation around the same exact thing about how that's actually not his business. Like, him being in that car and sharing it and owning it and not bragging. Like, we're not bragging or of anything. Like, it's only to inspire, right? And it's all about the energy that you have when you share these things, right? It's not like, and I don't know about you, but I can tell the difference immediately when someone is, in that one-upping energy or bragging energy. It's just such an energetic turn off to me. Like, just because you have more doesn't mean you have more to prove. And just because you have more, it doesn't make you who you are. And there's a difference between people. I could feel the difference between people that feel like the things make them who they are versus feel like the things amplify who they are. And there's no right or wrong, right? It's not wrong if you think that things make you who you are. That's fine. But what you don't know, what they don't know, is that who you are could never, never compare to what you have. You are so much more, infinitely more, divinely more than anything you could ever have. And when you own that divinity, that is when everything else just happens so naturally. All the manifestations come flowing in. And if you're in a place right now where you feel frustrated with manifestation, or you're just really wanting something so bad and it's not happening for you, I want to invite you to let go of the how. Okay, this is a reminder for you to let go of the how. The how is not your job. I recall, like, today in meditation, I was realizing how attached to the how I am with getting pregnant. Because right now I've been on this kick of like, it's gonna happen naturally. It's gonna happen naturally. It's gonna happen naturally. And I'm like, who am I to say that? What if it's not gonna happen naturally? And my resistance is that. My resistance is I'm so stuck on how it's gonna happen that I'm locked out of all these other possibilities. So really, like, remembering to let go of the how and give it up for the now. Give it up for the now moment. Give it up for what's right here. Let go of it all. Let go of trying to make anything happen. Tune in to your energy. Tune in, ground down, put your feet on the earth. Breathe deeply. Let's take a deep breath. Do that again. Breathe in. Releasing everything, letting go of the how right now with your breath. Let go. Yes. In the now, all possibilities exist. All parallel realities. Everything that ever could be happens and is in the now. It's all about the now, getting present, giving up the how for now, just for today, just for today, just for now. That's what I got for you. That's the transmission of the day. And just a reminder for you to own it. Own it. Own who you are. Own your essence. Own your beauty inside and out. Own your magnificence, because you are so fucking powerful, magnificent, worthy, abundant in ways beyond you could ever imagine. And I love you so much. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at ManifestWithAsh. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here. We be about it. Now go get 'em.